Hello everyone. In this video, I decided to draw something that I am quite passionate about. Starship, the largest rocket ever built by a company that many of you already have heard about, called SpaceX. This rocket is a 120-meter tall and 9 meters wide behemoth that is roughly 394 feet tall and 30 feet wide. Its cargo area is 18 meters tall, and that is around 59 feet. To give you some perspective, this rocket is as tall as 30-story building, and its cargo area is as tall as a 6-story building. It is capable of lifting over 100 metric tons to orbit, and it will probably be upgraded to lift over 150 metric tons to orbit. However, what's even more exciting than its size is the fact that it is designed to be fully reusable. This rocket is made up of 2 stages, and both stages will be capable of landing by themselves. The first stage is called the booster, and the second stage is called Starship, or ship for short. The entire rocket is also called Starship as well. The booster helps the ship get past the Earth's thick atmosphere and returns back to Earth, and will be caught by the launch tower or potentially land on a landing pad like SpaceX's Falcon 9 boosters already do. The ship continues to orbit using its own engines and is also capable of coming back to Earth and landing under its own power. SpaceX has already tested the landing capability successfully. It is quite an awesome sight to see. The ship comes in belly first in order to reduce as much of its speed using the atmospheric drag, and then does a swing maneuver in the last second in order to land upright. Now, if successful, Starship will become the cheapest form of transportation to orbit by a huge margin due to its size and reusability. So much so that having Earth-to-Earth flights might become feasible, meaning taking off from one side of the Earth and landing on the other side under an hour. Starship is currently in the prototype phase. However, SpaceX is very close in conducting the first orbital test flight in the coming months. Hence, my inspiration in making this drawing, which I am calling the launch of Starship. Now, a little bit about the drawing. In order to make this drawing, I used Ship 24 and Booster 7 as my reference. My scale is 2 millimeters for every meter. Therefore, the entire rocket is about 24 centimeters. And the ship, the upper stage, is 10 centimeters. And the booster is 14 centimeters. As you saw, I started drawing the outline of the rocket, then started to shade in before I drew any of the details. The shading is very similar to what you would do for any upright cylinder. You first choose or observe the side where the light source is coming from. In this case, it is slightly to the right, so my strongest shadows will be slightly to the left on the opposite side. Now, whenever you are shading a round object, the strongest shadows are actually almost never at the opposite edge due to the light reflection around the round surface. Now, the edges do have some shadow, but not as dark. This kind of shading gives the object a round look. Once the shading is done, I go in and I add the details like I'm doing right now. Now, I am also going to be adding the smoke at the bottom of this rocket, which looks very similar to a cloud. So as for the smoke, dust, water vapor, whatever you want to call it, the shading is very similar to that of a cloud. I do recommend using a reference photo in order to achieve a more realistic look. One way to improve your cloud shading is to be aware of where the light is coming from and shading the opposite side of the cloud darker. Sometimes you have clouds that are practically covered by other clouds and they get even less light. In that case, feel free to shade very dark so that you create more contrast. If done correctly, it will make the lighter clouds stand out more. I also shaded the background slightly just so that the lighter clouds would stand out even more. Please make sure to subscribe if you liked the video and would like to see more videos like this one. Also make sure to like and comment. Thank you.